reaching. Okay.
Well, once I'm gonna when I throw to you, we're gonna be a free shot of us. You're gonna vaguely see us at the bottom, and then when you get an explanation of the game, I'll push to just the table shot.
Okay.
And then should be good to go. All right. So, welcome to Arizona Game Fair 2022. Again, I'm Richard. Once again, I'm here with Nick from Lucky Troll Games.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming here. We've got Evil Upheaval on this table, and it's certainly, I'm going to flip to the table real quick, a large layout of beautiful art here. Nick, why don't you tell me a little bit about Lucky Troll Games and yourself?
So, Lucky Troll Games is independent game design. It's me and my wife's support, pretty much. So I've done everything. This is more a passion of mine, not my day job, but every time I've got, I put into this. So I've taken my time on this. This game is my first game, and I've spent about 3.5, 4 years of designing, developing, redesigning, and getting this, dream of mine to come true.
Very cool. So, what was what is the concept of Evil Upheaval?
So, Evil Upheaval is heavily inspired by Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. If you know what that is, then it's easy to understand. You are playing as aspiring villains that nobody's ever heard of, trying to prove that you're more evil than anyone at the table so that you can join the Evil League. And the Evil League wants one of a couple things from you to prove that.
Okay, very cool. So let's move to the table. What kind of game are we talking about here?
So when it comes to the game itself, there's a lot of tech elements, but I've tried to get away from those elements with different ways of forcing players to help other players. For example, there are cards like this where you draw 2 cards and then force another player to draw 2 cards as well. So it's not always about who you're hurting, it's about who you're helping. Or completing schemes require a difficulty of up to 10, and to complete those you can only get to 5 power, so you're going to have to work together. There's a lot of cooperation in this, but cooperating with who is where the debate comes in.
Right. And is there any kind of reversal mechanism, like I'm helping you and then...
There is. There's a lot of back and forth. There's 2 different ways to win the game. Getting to 15 reputation so that people know who you are is one of the ways to win, so that the league will accept you. Right. The other way to win is taking care of the hero, Captain Mallet. If you can take him out and get him out of the way of the league, then you can win that way regardless of what your reputation is.
Okay.
But the only way to defeat him is completing your unique weapon and then taking your weapon to him and then fighting him to win.
Okay. So how would you how do you get pieces of this weapon? What is the...
Sure, so there's many ways to gain parts as you move around town. There's 5 different locations in town. There's Discount Mall, the Loot Exchange, Scrap Heap, and Easy Pawn. And the center, which is your evil lair or your parents' basement, as we call it. So if you were to go to a location that has parts, on your turn you can commit and take one of them for free. The other way to gain parts is completing schemes. There are rewards, and rewards range in different types of things like loot cards, parts, reputation, which is the center, and also gaining power. Okay. So when you complete a scheme, rewards are given out in reverse turn order. So you starting here, the lowest reputation would get first pick, and they get what they want, and so on until you're out of rewards to give out.
So that would feed into the calculation on whether you're going to help somebody or not as to what reward you would like right now.
Exactly.
Right.
Also, the other ways to gain parts are simply playing cards. Cards do all kinds of things in the game, from taking 2 parts from a certain location, like this would be Discount Mall, or taking a part from another villain. But it's important to note that you can only take them from their inventory. Once they're on the weapon, you can't take them away.
Okay. And these are kind of characters you've... Did you draw this stuff? Or?
I did not do the art. Everything else I did. The art we outsourced to a great artist. Brady Kettle is on the box.
Oh, very cool. So you've got big standees. I would kind of show it to the camera, right? You got big standees, and then you have these little like your placeholder markers,
Yeah.
right?
So these are like reputation busts. These keep track of your points, like how much reputation you have,
Yeah.
and also turn order. So as you gain reputation, you actually get to move and act first. The benefit or the reason for the standees, besides it can't be art and to set the mood,
Right.
is the functionality of them. Because one of your actions is to commit your pawn to a location so nobody can move you anymore.
Okay.
And then you can guarantee that you're in that location.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's something everyone does every round.
So it's a
Functional
functional
mechanism,
Okay. Okay.
as well as art.
So then each of these locations around the board, you're committing to have different functional rewards.
Yeah, so these shops have loot carts, these shops have carts, and sometimes you'll find a part that doesn't work for your weapon. So for example, if you're going around and you have, like the Countess has this little plus sign. If you don't need that for your weapon, it doesn't match her weapon, you can discard this wherever you're at to trade. So each location has the trade action where I'm going to discard this part so I can steal this card. And then the Countess could use this card to take a part she needs from another player or all kinds of different interactions. For example, if the Big John over here was trying to get this reputation, but they don't have enough power between the two of them, he might use this card if he had a part to trade for it,
Right.
and then use that card to force another player to their location.
I see.
And a good villain never turns down a good scheme.
Sure,
So if there's enough power among everyone, then you're able to complete it. And then since he's the lowest, he would choose the 7 reputation, and he's right back in the game.
Right. He's first. He chooses that.
Right.
Then he's okay. Cool.
So lots of catch-up mechanics,
Right.
either within reputation or in just so many players having to help other players, as opposed to just hurting people.
Well, that seems like a lot of reputation in game at once.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Out of 15, you're virtually halfway there.
Right. So okay.
So you got to be really careful about who you're helping and who you're working with.
Okay. Like being a villain.
Yes.
Or a politician. Be careful who you're helping.
Exactly.
One and the same, some say.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're moving around in these different locations. You're collecting stuff. You're using that stuff to boost yourself up, build your weapon, so you can just defeat Captain Mallet, who looks
A lot like Johnny Bravo,
Yeah,
which
like-
is the look we're going for. Very punchable face.
right, a very punchable face. He's got the flat top and the glasses. That's a classic look for the hero.
And every villain has a very unique superpower and a very unique weapon. So when it comes to replayability, there are 14 different villains in the main game. So every time you have a different combination, they interact with each other very differently. For example, La Machina, the part luchador, part machine, all woman, can grab 3 parts from the bag for her power. So she's really good at building a weapon.
Right.
So you got to keep an eye on that and keep that in check.
Right.
When other players like Hawaii Kitty has the unique ability, here's Hawaii Kitty, she can switch places with another villain. So if she's going to fight him, she can switch out.
Right.
So very different replayability, different varieties.
And so, as soon as you build their weapon, is that trigger you're immediately going to go fight this guy?
It doesn't have to be, because once you have your weapon, like most games with take that mechanics, it puts target on your back.
Yes, of course.
But you don't have to win with that way.
Okay.
But you can put the pressure on other players by moving there and threatening that you're going to win. And if they can't move you out, if they don't have a specific type of move card to move you away, then you're going to be able to win. So planning ahead helps.
Does the weapon have any other function other than to fight?
Not at all.
Okay, but you win the game.
Correct.
So, like, clearly,
Correct.
all right.
I've had players be at 0 reputation and never go for reputation at all and still win with their weapon.
Right.
They just focus on getting the parts, they get there, and then they're able to go where Captain Mallet is before other people have cards, or just optimize their turn and plan accordingly to be able to fight him and win.
Right. Well, okay, so multiple ways of winning. Take that negotiation. You've got kind of a lot of fun. You've got a lot of fun mechanics going around. You've got a lot of flavor with the different villains. sounds like a great combination to me.
Thanks.
So thank you very much for coming to show us this.
Welcome.
You're demoing in the main hall, and you've got a little table down the way. Easy to find this guy. Look at him. Easy to find this guy.
You can also pick up the game on my website at luckytrollgames.com.
All right, excellent. And the link is down below. You know where you are.